Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Jade and today I'm going to be talking to you all about why I'm having gastric sleeve surgery. Now, if you're watching this, you might be considering having weight loss surgery, or maybe you have had weight loss surgery. And I'll tell you now, the journey is not easy. It is very hard, and I think unless you are someone or have been someone that struggles with their weight, I don't think people understand how hard it is. I'm sick of people telling me, just try a bit harder, go on a diet, just go to the gym a bit more, it's easy, you'll lose the weight, you've just got to stick at it. If it was that easy, I would have done it by now. So for me, weight loss surgery is a tool that will aid me in losing weight, hopefully stop me getting any health problems in the future in regards to my weight. I was big for as long as I can remember. I remember being about 10 and I was bigger than everybody else. And at that point it didn't really bother me in my life. I mean, I was 10, what was there to worry about? I think, everyone was telling me, oh, it's puppy fat, it'll go. But it didn't go. I remember going into high school. I don't know how old you are going into high school, like 11 or 12. And I think then was the point where I had more of a factor on my weight. Because at home, when I was younger, I lived with my mum and my sister. And food-wise, everything was healthy. Mum didn't really give us too much bad food. So when I had control to put in my mouth what I chose to, I was going into high school and I remember my mum used to give me money, and in the little tuck shop at school I would buy things, or I'd always choose the unhealthy option for lunch. It would always be something, like chips, or that cake, or turkey Twizzlers. Who remembers turkey Twizzlers? Oh yeah, bloody Jamie Oliver getting rid of them. But yes, I remember when I was 14, so I was in year 10, so that was the year before leaving, and at this point I thought, shit, Jade, you are getting bigger than everybody else, you really need to do something about your weight. And I wasn't that fussed about my weight, to be honest, at that point. It didn't bother me. So, I knew that next year prom was coming up, and I knew that I was going to have to try and get in a dress, and I did not want to be the fat girl in a dress. So my nan set me quite a few goals at the time, I remember. And I don't remember what the goals were, but I remember I used to have to lose a certain amount of weight, and then she would give me £50 for losing the weight. And I got £100 in total, so I don't remember what the goal was. But yeah, and then the final goal was the final goal that she set me when I was in school was I had to lose a certain amount of weight, or I had to get down to a certain size. And I think at that point I was a size 14 when I was in year 11, because I remember my prom dress was a 14, so I must have been a 16. And I had to get down a dress size to get this prom dress. And I started going to the gym, I started trying to eat healthier, and it did work. I did lose a bit of weight and I got my lovely prom dress. But now, what I would do to fit back into that prom dress. When I was in my last year at school, I met someone and I was with him for a period of 6 years. And I remember he didn't ever make me feel comfortable about my size, and I would always feel uncomfortable. And normally if someone would feel uncomfortable, you'd think that they would diet, or they would try and exercise, which I did. Through them whole 6 years we were together, I would be an on-off person. The gym must have just loved me paying my membership, because I hardly used it. But I remember when I moved out, and I was still quite young when I moved out, just about 16, and I started eating quite a lot of takeaways, and generally I was just quite unhappy in myself. And we were going out all the time, so it was always just food on the go. Yeah, but food I did not realise actually up until this year that I did used to comfort myself with food, and I always thought that food wasn't such an issue back then for me, but it clearly was. But during that relationship, yeah, I'd go to the gym, I'd stop the gym, I'd go on a diet, I'd stop a diet. But I wasn't really that bothered. I went to, like, you know, go to the gym when something bad had happened. Like, you know, I don't really want to admit it, but I found out that he cheated on me quite a few times. And then that's when I would, you know, try and do something about myself, because I felt like I was the problem and I was the one that was disgusting and that I was the one that had to change. But anyway, after that, you know, relationship had ended. I met someone else and I'm still with him now. I've been with him for 5 years, and he makes me feel so comfortable, doesn't put me down about my weight at all. You know, he encourages me. And I remember the first year we were together, we went on a holiday together, and oh my god, I have never felt so self-conscious about myself. It was a music festival and it was in Spain, and there was just loads of other girls around, but I went to the same thing the year before, but with my friends, not my boyfriend. But when I was in a situation with my boyfriend, I felt even worse. And I remember after that holiday, I was so upset, and I started pushing myself and going to the gym and eating healthier, and it was working, and I did end up in a position where I had lost a bit of weight. I actually had a personal trainer at the gym that I went to, and he introduced me to these fat burning tablets, which were great to begin with. They made me feel on top of the world, and I had all this energy going to the gym. One day I took too many, and you know, I was very caffeine sensitive after that. I ended up in hospital having a panic attack, hooked up on an ECG all night. It was enough to put me off, and I didn't go to the gym for a good while after that. Slowly the weight started creeping back on. I mean, when I say that I lost the weight, I mean I lost like about, 2 stone, nothing drastic, but the weight come back on plus a bit more. And then I was again into a cycle where I just wanted to go out. I would start eating takeaways again, and then it come to the point where we were going to Thailand, and I was like, I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to feel uncomfortable on holiday. And I knew that I was never going to get down to this lovely size 10, or I knew that, but I just wanted to lose a little bit of weight to help myself feel comfortable. So I went to my doctor and I asked for some help. And I live in Bedfordshire in the UK, so I was referred to a programme which they do in Luton called Live Well Luton, and that consisted of a 12-week weight management course. And it was really good because it was going over kind of what food choices to opt for. So if I did want to take away, how to maybe opt for a healthier choice, or they would set me SMART goals, so realistic goals, which means that I didn't have to cut down on everything that I wanted. Like, if I wanted it, I could have it, but I had to limit it, say, to a certain amount of time. And they were realistic, try and increase my exercise. Because to this day, I hate exercise. There is nothing I enjoy about it. I hate it. I mean, weights I'm okay with, but cardio, nah, not for me. Never. But I know I'm going to have to do it. So yeah, the weight management course was really good. The aim of it was to lose 5% of my body weight. They also showed you like exercises that you could do while sitting at your desk at work, or just sitting on the sofa at home while watching TV, which was really good because it was trying to show you that you don't have to, waste your money on these gym memberships if you're not going to go, and you can do things from home. And by the end of the 12 weeks, I didn't hit the 5% target, which I was a little bit gutted about, but I got 4%, which was good. It was good for me. It was still a loss, and I was happy with it. From the weight management programme, they then give you an option. So if you wanted to, you could see a dietitian who would still just follow you on a week by week basis for 6 weeks. And I opted to do that, and the lady I had was so nice. I had to keep a food diary for the whole time that I went, and she was really happy with my food choices, and she was happy with me. She just, went over how I can introduce things into my diet, such as fish, because I hate fish. I still hate it to this day. But yeah, she'd try and get me to try healthier things, which was really good for me. From there, she offered me to see a personal trainer, or I could return to see her, and I felt like I'd got all the benefits that I could out of her, so I wanted to go off with a personal trainer. So I was waiting for that to come through, but I knew that there was quite a long list for this personal trainer. Now we are in the lead up to Christmas time, and I'm still waiting for the personal trainer. And one thing you should know about me is I love Christmas. So one day I was really excited, getting my Christmas tree out, and I just had to put it up. I had to put it up there and then. There was, I was so excited, and I fell down the stairs with the Christmas tree, and I really hurt my back really bad. I also hurt my toe, my foot, but my back was terrible, and this was 3 Christmases ago. And to this day, my back still is killing me. I don't know what I've done. Like, I've managed to strengthen it a little bit, but if I was to not warm up properly, or where I don't do exercise for a long time, if I was to go straight into doing squats, my back will ache. If I sit in a funny position for too long, my back will ache. It's probably a lot to do with my posture as well, but that fall down the stairs just put me off completely. It stopped me going to the gym. I didn't go to the personal trainer because I was in so much pain, and I kind of felt a little bit let down by myself, and I pretty much gave up for a while. So yeah, Thailand was a year away, so we had booked it a year in advance because we spent quite a lot of money, as we wanted to do quite a lot while we was out there. So I was like, right, I've got a year. I need to sort myself out in this year. And I went back to my doctor, and he then prescribed me these Orlistat tablets. Basically, they stop a certain amount of fat absorbing into your body. You have to eat a good balanced diet, which can only have a certain percentage of fat in it. The tablets had a very bad side effects if you did not eat right. Let me tell you, if you don't want an embarrassing moment of pooing yourself in front of everybody, eat healthy on them. They're not your friend. Honestly, they won't do you any favours. With my doctor, I had to lose a certain amount of weight each month, so he would only give me a monthly prescription and I'd have to go back. And then on the 3rd month I went in, and he said that I hadn't lost enough weight, which I was a little bit upset by, because I had lost nearly a stone in the 3 months. I know it's a slow progress, but I wasn't exercising, and he stopped them, and I was just like, okay. I tried to increase my gym activity after that, doing slow things, trying to strengthen my back, and it did help a little. And I went to Thailand. Funnily enough, in Thailand I lost quite a bit of weight. I don't know why, because I was eating all the time. The Thai food was lush. But yeah, so that was, another thing. Went back to my doctor again, and I got referred to Weight Watchers, which didn't really get on with, didn't really enjoy it. And from then I kind of left it, and I was just exercising and trying to eat well. From January last year, so 2016, I started getting really bad pain in the upper right side of my abdomen, so by my stomach, and this pain was so intense that I was on my knees crying. It would wake me up in my sleep, and I didn't know what it was, and this went on for quite a few weeks. I eventually went to my doctor and he told me that he thinks it's gallstones. So I got referred to the hospital. Luton and Dunstable Hospital is my local one, so that's where I was referred. And they done a ultrasound scan across my stomach. And I was told that I would get the results in 2 weeks. When I got the results, they told me that I had fatty liver disease and that they would be in contact, as they're going to refer me to the hospital, to the obesity service for help. And that was it. No one told me what it was, no one told me what I had to do in the meantime. I was just left absolutely devastated that I was 25 at the time and being told that I've got fatty liver disease, and all I could think was, Jade, how on earth have you done this to yourself? You've got a problem with your liver and it's because of your weight. And at that moment, I don't know what happened, but something clicked. I didn't want to die from being overweight, and being, you know, potentially ill in the future and having medical issues other than the one I've got now with my liver was not an option for me. That's not what I wanted. I was 25, I hadn't had children, I was young, you know, I wanted to live my life, and I thought, right, now I'm at the hospital, I don't know what's going to come up, I don't know what they're going to suggest, but now's my time. Now I really have to put all my effort into losing weight, and, you know, I have to follow the hospital step by step. But I didn't know what was going to happen. No one told me. I was only told that I was referred to the hospital. And so from there, I was sitting in the waiting room, funny enough, and there's all these pictures around of like people that have had weight loss surgery, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm not that big, I can't have weight loss surgery. And then they popped the question a couple of appointments in, have you considered weight loss surgery? And at this point, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, yeah, of course I have, yeah. And then they were like, great, well, we'll put you on a programme. But I'll explain that in another video, as that is a whole nother video on what happens on the NHS service. But at that point, I was like, wow, I'm a candidate. So from there, I'd done lots of research. I, you know, went for private consultations, but they weren't really giving me what I wanted. I would not spend £10,000 with someone that I wouldn't instantly feel comfortable with, and that is what I felt for the consultations that I went to. I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't feel like the aftercare is there, so I decided I would try out the NHS system, see how it goes for me, as, you know, it could actually be rejected, but it wasn't. So yes, I'm having weight loss surgery on the NHS. For me, our main reasons for having this weight loss surgery is, 1, I want to lose weight. 2, I've got fatty liver disease. And 3, I'm sick of being the big girl with the pretty face. Oh my God, to hear that one more time, oh God. I don't know what to say anymore when people say it to me. It's just like, what do you mean I'm the big girl with the pretty face? I'm not even saying that I've got a pretty face, but I'm sick of hearing it. So what, you're telling me that the rest of me isn't beautiful, but my face is okay for a fat person? No, that's not okay. That is not okay at all. But on my journey for this weight loss surgery, I have had to battle with myself, and there is so many things about myself which I didn't realise that I hated as much as I do now. And I feel like I was a bit oblivious sometimes. Like I mean, I'm not the biggest person, I'm not saying that I am. And I'm definitely not small at all. If you see me, I'm not small, I am big. But I think I was delusional, and I thought I was smaller than I was, maybe. My weight didn't bother me all the time. It was only sometimes, like when occasions were coming up or holidays, and I had to try and fit into that dress. Don't know. But I'm just fed up. I'm fed up of dieting. I'm fed up of going to the gym and stopping the gym. Like, now is my time. I need to be healthy for my future, for when I decide to have children, and that is what I want. I just want to know that I can be healthy and, you know, I won't have any health related problems after this in regards to my weight. And I think for people struggling with their weight, it's not an easy journey. And, you know, people keep saying to me, oh, well, you know, maybe you shouldn't wait for surgery, like, maybe you shouldn't have it, just try a bit harder at the gym and eat a little bit more. Susan, if I wanted to try and eat healthy, I would, and I am, and it's not working for me. God, honestly, it makes me angry. But, you know, people think that weight loss surgery is the easy way out. And let me tell you, it is not. You try, after weight loss surgery, staring at loads of food and knowing that you can only eat a couple of bites. That is not easy. For someone with a food problem, someone who always goes back to eating unhealthy or can sit there and eat and hardly feel full up, you tell me how this is the easy way out. I still have to battle with all of that food hunger, still trying to pick what goes into my mouth. Like, I still have full control over what I eat, and it's got to be me that makes the right choices. Otherwise I could be back in the same position in 10 years time, which I don't want. This is my one chance and I want to make it work. So yeah, you know, not long to go now for me with surgery. Don't even know really what to say. Let me know down below if you are having weight loss surgery. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. And I'd just love to hear from you in general. So please just drop a comment and we'll catch up soon. Bye.